I'm on a mission to reach my first 1,000 subscribers, and I need your support. If you love movies, reviews, and great stories, hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey. Thank you.
The final Lion King has premiered, revealing the backstory of Mufasa and Scar instead of continuing the narrative after Simba's ascension. It explores how the two blood-related brothers, who once faced life and death situations together, ultimately led Scar to kill Mufasa. The tale begins in a kingdom called Pride Lands, where Mufasa is just a cub living in a land of harmony. Their kingdom is suffering from a severe drought, but today, rain finally arrives. Upon seeing rain for the first time, Mufasa joyfully rushes to a lake to play. The rainfall attracts many other animals to the waterhole, making it a special day for everyone. Mufasa enjoys splashing in the water, but as the water level rises, he finds it difficult to swim back to shore. At the same time, floodwaters surge down from upstream, creating violent waves that rush toward the lake. Mufasa watches in fear as the raging waters sweep away everything, causing chaos. Although Mufasa's mother is fortunate enough to be pushed to safety by the flood, his father struggles to hold on to Mufasa. They threw you safely to the shore. However, no matter how brave Mufasa was or how hard he tried to return to his mother, there remained a brief distance between them, akin to an insurmountable chasm. Fate seemed predetermined, like a heavy elephant being swept away by floodwaters, although the lion father Mufasa managed to get his son to the shore just in time. However, no matter how brave Mufasa was or how hard he tried to return to his mother, there remained a brief distance between them, like an insurmountable chasm. It seemed that fate had already been decided, as a massive elephant was swept away by the floodwaters. Although the father lion noticed in time, he could not say a final goodbye to his son. The mother lion could only watch helplessly as Mufasa was carried away by the rushing water, with life and death uncertain. Eventually, Mufasa was taken away from Bridlands by the current. After everything calmed down, Mufasa was fortunate to survive. The young boy swam with all his might towards the surface, clinging to a single dry blade of grass like a lifeline. At that moment, Mufasa was unaware of his location or where he would drift. He wanted to call for his father, but all he could hear was the water around him. As he held onto the dry grass, he drifted aimlessly. Exhausted, he eventually fell asleep. At that moment, a young lion discovered him. "I'm Taka, son of a Hadi. What's your name?" The young lion in front of him was Taka, who would later become Scar. Taka then shared some news with Mufasa. Mufasa is in danger of being eaten by crocodiles, which are already eyeing him from the water. Meanwhile, Taka, who cannot swim, is cheering for Mufasa from the shore. Mufasa struggles to swim to safety but cannot climb out. In a moment of crisis, Taka decides to help Mufasa, but he is too weak. Suddenly, a fierce lioness appears, roaring to scare off the approaching crocodiles, and quickly pulls the two young lions away from the water's edge. Thanks to her, Mufasa narrowly escapes death. Taka hopes that Mufasa can become his friend and pleads with their mother to let Mufasa come home with them. However, the lioness is not welcoming to stray lions from other prides, just like any other lion pride. Mufasa explains that he was swept away from his home. Taka continues to plead for Mufasa, and after thinking for a moment, their mother remembers her son's longing for a friend. Hearing Mufasa's sad story, she cannot bear to leave him wandering alone, and ultimately decides to take him in. As they prepare to leave, Mufasa looks back longingly at the distance, filled with homesickness, but now he has a new chance. You must leave your homeland to continue living strongly. However, when he returns to the lion pride, the male lion Ahadi does not welcome Mufasa. Bringing a male lion from outside could lead to power struggles in the future, which seriously threatens Taka's position as heir. Yet, out of compassion, Taka cannot bear to abandon Mufasa and stays by his side, pleading with Ahadi. Under pressure, Ahadi decides that Mufasa and Taka should compete against each other. If Mufasa wins, he can stay. If he loses, Ahadi will end his life. The rules are simple: race to a destination and come back. As the race begins, Ahadi intervenes to hinder Mufasa. Furthermore, Mufasa is already tired and shouldn't be able to win the race. However, Taka desires a playmate so much that he intentionally slows down. At this moment, Taka is innocent and sincere, telling Mufasa that he wants him to stay as a brother. Thanks to Taka's selflessness, Mufasa gets the chance to remain. Perhaps from the moment Taka wanted to save Mufasa from the crocodile's jaws, he began to accept Mufasa's presence, who carries the pure royal bloodline. Ahadi's innocence is present, but he is unsatisfied with the outcome. Even if Mufasa stays, he will not acknowledge him. Ahadi assigns Mufasa to Asai for upbringing, while he raises Taka to protect the kingdom together. From that moment on, Taka and Mufasa embarked on different life paths as lions. Taka, being naive, is unaware of this change, yet it is also the happiest time for him. Whenever they have free time, the two brothers enjoy each other's company and play together. They share a wonderful childhood, despite Mufasa integrating into the pride. However, Ahadi remains indifferent and distant towards him. Under the pride's protection, both Mufasa and Taka grow up strong together, but their personalities diverge significantly. Having always been around lionesses since childhood, Mufasa becomes braver and stronger, able to calmly face various situations. Ahadi begins to notice this and, to solidify his position, treats Mufasa even worse, going so far as to forbid him from approaching the Tree of Life. The symbol of authority represents the king, and Taka struggles to understand his father's approach. Mufasa will not compete for the throne with him in the future, but Ahadi is aware that his laziness and deceit have made Taka inferior to Mufasa in every way. He cannot accept this reality and shifts all the blame onto Taka. Observing his father's disappointed demeanor, Taka begins to doubt whether he is truly less capable than Mufasa. Witnessing his mother's affection for Mufasa more than for him, Taka's psyche becomes disturbed. He starts to question himself and feels insecure. Taka has always trusted that Mufasa wouldn't betray him, yet he secretly watches Mufasa. One day while hunting, they encounter two fierce white lions, leading to an unavoidable battle. The white lions hide in the grass, targeting the two brown lions that are focused on their prey. Mufasa quickly perceives the lurking danger, realizing that the white lions would not give the brown lions a chance to escape. He dashes towards them as Asi urges Mufasa to flee while he charges at the white lions. Witnessing the scene, Mufasa did not back down. He charged forward to attack the white lion. In that moment, Mufasa displayed his courage and resilience, facing a powerful enemy without faltering. However, someone nearby realized that their son was close, but that individual showed clear signs of fear. Indeed, they ran away, lacking the bravery to confront the battle. Mufasa, with tremendous strength, fought against two white lions, while Asi rushed in to assist but was pinned down by one of them. Mufasa quickly recognized that Asi was in danger and broke away from his opponent to attack the remaining white lion. Seeing its companion killed by the enemy, the remaining white lion lost all will to fight and turned to flee. However, this victory brought about an even greater danger, potentially leading to the downfall of Ahadi's kingdom. The fleeing white lion returned to its large, battle-hardened pride, led by a very strong Lion King. The young white lion recounted the events to the Lion King, who became furious upon hearing that my son had. If you die and I survive, I will avenge my child, and you will also perish alongside it. The young white lion ultimately met its demise at the hands of its kind, as this was done for the sake of his lineage. However, all that transpired was witnessed by a brown lion, who was also part of the kingdom ruled by Ahadi. In a hurry, he returned to inform the kingdom about everything that had happened. Ahadi understood the strength of the white lion pride and realized they could not withstand such a large group. He needed to protect his bloodline and ensure that his royal lineage continued on that land. Ahadi chose to take Taka to the mysterious eastern lands, believing there was still hope for his survival. The fierce white lions would hunt them down, making Taka's departure the only viable option. Additionally, Ahadi made Mufasa swear loyalty to Taka for when he ascended the throne, thus repaying Ahadi's nurturing. He planned to stay behind to lead the pride and hold off the white lions, as retreating was their mission and a matter of their pride. Soon after they left, the pride of lions, White had arrived in Ahadi's territory to confront a fierce pack of white lions. Although terrified, Ahadi did not back down. Ekza realized that Ahadi had sent his son away, and that the lion who had killed his son was fleeing. In response, Sera immediately initiated an assault on Ahadi's pride, determined to eliminate all potential threats. The two lions that were escaping also heard the mournful roars of their kin echoing from their homeland, while frightened birds scattered in chaos, signaling the end for Ahadi's pride. The white lions had chased them down, leaving the two brothers with no choice but to flee desperately. However, the white lions soon caught their scent and rapidly closed in, led by the formidable king of lions. The brothers had almost no chance of survival as the white lions displayed their superior strength. Faced with the overwhelming numbers and aggression of the white lions, they could only run in hopes of finding a glimmer of hope. Unfortunately, fate cruelly intervened when a waterfall hundreds of meters high blocked their last escape. The white lions have invaded Ahadi's territory, confronting a fierce pack. Despite feeling scared, Ahadi stands his ground. Igza realizes that Ahadi has sent his son to confront the lion that killed his own child, leading to a retreat. Igza immediately launches an attack on Ahadi's group, determined to eliminate all potential threats. The two fleeing lions hear the mournful roars of their kin echoing from their homeland, while frightened birds scatter in panic, signaling the end for Ahadi's pride. The white lions have chased them down, leaving the two brothers with no choice but to flee desperately. However, the white lions have caught their scent and are quickly closing in, led by the formidable king lion. The brothers have almost no chance of survival as the white lions display their superior strength. Faced with the overwhelming numbers of aggressive white lions, their only hope is to escape. Unfortunately, fate has dealt them a cruel blow. A waterfall hundreds of meters high blocks their last escape route. Turning back is too late, as the white lions have surrounded them from all sides, leaving them with only two options: to jump. Mufasa chose to go down the cliff, while Taka opted for the fight to the death. Taka bravely pulled Mufasa down with him. It was reckless to jump from such a high waterfall, yet they emerged unscathed and survived this perilous situation. However, just as they were relieved to escape, the fierce pack of white lions jumped into the ravine without hesitation. This demonstrated their determination to eliminate the two brothers. Witnessing this scene, the brothers could only continue fleeing, thankful that the swift current had temporarily hindered the pursuit of the white lions. Nevertheless, the white lions remained patient. No matter how far Mufasa ran, they could still track his lingering scent. As night fell, the brothers strolled through the forest, experiencing a pure moment of bond between them. Suddenly, Mufasa caught the scent of other lions as a young lioness emerged from the shadows. Her name was Sarabi, a princess who was also fleeing, as her pride had been destroyed by the invasion of the white lions. Upon hearing Sarabi introduce herself as a princess, Taka, the prince quickly approached to strike up a conversation when a flamingo flew by, which was Zazu from the first Lion King film, also a follower of Sarabi. At the same time, high in a tree, a mandrill named Rafiki was ostracized by his clan. Despite possessing innate precognitive abilities that saved the group multiple times, his peculiar behavior led them to believe he brought bad luck, prompting them to expel him. Rafiki no longer wished to stay with the clan, as he had already foreseen where he truly belonged. Meanwhile, three young lions were lurking in the grass, eyeing Rafiki as their potential meal. However, the appearance of Mufasa did not frighten Rafiki. It seemed he had anticipated encountering these lions. Upon facing Mufasa, Rafiki displayed no fear, unlike most creatures would. Mufasa, puzzled, asked Rafiki why he wasn't afraid. Rafiki replied that everything was under his control, and warned the lions that if they ate him, they would never reach the mysterious land in the east. Hearing Rafiki mention the mysterious land, Mufasa suddenly recalled something significant. It must be the promised land that Asi often told you about since childhood, right? They decided to follow Rafiki to explore new territories. After meeting Sarabi, Taka fell in love with her because he was a prince on the run, and Sarabi was a princess also escaping. Taka believed it was fate that brought them together, so he shared his feelings with Mufasa. Since Taka had always supported Mufasa with pride, Mufasa agreed to help Taka pursue Sarabi, while quickly letting go of his feelings for her. Soon after, their path was blocked by a herd of elephants, and Xu realized that a pack of white lions was closely pursuing them, just beyond a cliff. At this point, they had to take the risk of crossing through the elephants, as it was the only way to escape the white lions and save their lives. One daring lioness recklessly knocked down a beehive, triggering chaos among the bees, which caused the elephants to panic and stampede like heavy trucks. A white lion, caught off guard, was swept away in the tumultuous flow of the elephants and vanished without a trace amid the chaos. At any moment, their lives could be taken away. Mufasa quickly jumped into a tree to avoid being trampled by the elephants, but Sarabi found herself in a precarious situation. Exhausted, she fell right into the midst of the herd. Fear triggered her survival instincts, prompting her to try to escape. However, the chaotic elephant herd didn't give her a chance and immediately charged at her, knocking her unconscious. Taka witnessed this but, out of fear, chose to retreat again. Mufasa bravely refused to abandon Sarabi. At the last moment, he pulled the unconscious Sarabi into a crevice, holding her tightly to shield her from falling rocks. The white lions also had to withdraw due to the tumult caused by the elephants. Taking advantage of the chaos, Rafiki managed to obtain the staff that symbolized power. With Rafiki's help, Sarabi regained consciousness after her fainting spell. The first thing she did was ask who had rescued her from the elephants. Rafiki pointed to Mufasa and Taka, but didn't specify who it was. Facing Sarabi's gaze, Mufasa didn't hesitate to give credit to Taka. This action surprised Taka, who understood Mufasa's good intentions and admitted he was the one who had assisted. Courageously rescuing Sarabi, they took a moment to rest before continuing their journey. They crossed the desert and traveled to the edge of the horizon, overcoming the snowy mountains to reach the legendary Promised Land. To evade the White Lion Pride following their trail, Mufasa recalled the advice given by Asi, who had instructed him to kick up the snow on the cliff to cover their tracks. Shortly after, a snowstorm hit, and when the White Lion Pride arrived, they couldn't detect their scent in the air anymore. However, Sarabi began to doubt whether Taka was the one who saved her, as he had never demonstrated leadership throughout their journey. From her observations, she felt Taka lacked the courage to rescue her, and she was certain that it was Mufasa who had come to her aid. Mufasa radiated the qualities of a natural leader, embodying the essence of a king in her eyes. Yet, everything they said was overheard by Taka, who witnessed Mufasa's lies being exposed and saw the one he loved fall into Mufasa's embrace, leaving his heart feeling weak. Ta suddenly collapsed, unable to accept the reality and unwilling to face Sarabi again. Taka once more chose to escape, beginning to question whether saving Mufasa was the right choice. He wondered if it was justified since he lost his mother because of Mufasa, who was now taking away Sarabi, someone he'd loved since childhood. Despite having always tolerated Mufasa, Taka felt betrayed, and his mental state started to change, igniting a dark mindset within him. He had once asked his father why he used lies to deceive others, to which his father replied that deception was the most effective way for a king to rule. Seeing the group of white lions chasing after him, Taka devised a plan for revenge against Mufasa, intending to use the white lions to eliminate him. In that moment, Ta forgot all the happy times they had shared. Taka approached the white lions, proposing to exchange the secret land of the east, promising to lead them there on the sole condition that they spare his life and help him eliminate Mufasa, so he could be with Sarabi. Faced with this enticing offer, Taka could not refuse, and he also submitted to Seja's dominance. He waited until dawn to return to the group, and they had no suspicions about where Taka had been the previous night. However, Taka's words had turned cold. Mufasa felt guilty towards Taka and Sarabi, believing that Taka was angry with him for this reason, unaware that Taka had pushed him into a deep abyss. Taka secretly left traces of his presence along their path. After many days of hardship, as the fog lifted, they had truly arrived at the legendary Promised Land, a place filled with joy and tranquility, where the trees were lush and vibrant. Rafiki was also there, seeing the tree that had appeared in his dreams multiple times. Rafiki decided he would become a powerful sorcerer in this place. Surprisingly, the older animals recognized Mufasa. It turned out this was Mufasa's homeland. Indeed, this was Bride LS, the Eternal Land, isolated from the outside world. Just as Mufasa was still in awe, a roar echoed through the air. From a distance, the pack of white lions was following Taka's trail to seize Pride Lands, compelling all the animals there to submit. Faced with the aggressive from a distance, the pack of white lions had followed Taka's trail to confront them, aiming to seize Pride Lands, forcing all animals there to submit. Faced with the invasion of the white lions, Mufasa found himself with no escape. He could only fight, even knowing that death awaited him in this decisive battle. He instructed Sarabi to seek help from the lions in the area. Mufasa was puzzled about how Taka had arrived there, to which Taka revealed that it was thanks to his brother that they discovered this eternal land. Mufasa struggled to believe this truth, that his brother, who had grown up alongside him, had betrayed him. The situation had escalated to this point, and Taka no longer held back. He despised Mufasa for destroying his family and for taking away the one he loved. Taka had given everything to Mufasa, yet now Mufasa seemed to surpass him. Taka blamed Mufasa for everything, and at that moment he had completely lost his sanity, disregarding their previous brotherly bond. Under the oppression of Zira, Mufasa had no choice but to rise in defiance, but how could he stand against Zira, knowing his limitations? Unable to match Mufasa's strength, he had no choice but to run and seek help from other animals. He used the authority of a king to gather all species together. The roar of Mufasa attracted every creature in the Pride Lands. He declared, "I am Mufasa, the prince who once wandered far away, but now I have returned to rally everyone to drive out the invaders from our homeland." The residents understood that predators from outside would not spare them, so they needed to unite to protect the Breadlands. When all the herbivorous animals on the plains came together, no predator could withstand their assault, not even the white lions at the top of the food chain. With such unity among the creatures, the white lion Pride had to flee. However, Mufasa's battle was not over. He led a few white lions in an attempt to surround him. Regardless of the eventual outcome, they aimed to eliminate Mufasa. Soon after, the white lions charged at him. Although Mufasa had not yet fully matured, he had learned how to hunt from lionesses since he was young. Courage and strength are pushed to their limits. However, against the aggressive assault of the fierce white lions despite Mufasa's desperate resistance, failure is just a matter of time. Ultimately, Mufasa is overpowered and falls into an underground cave. Taka shows no concern for Mufasa's life, but Seza knows that this alone is not enough to end Mufasa's life. After falling into the cave, Mufasa quickly regains consciousness after fainting, with Seza's voice echoing in the cavern, which makes Mufasa extremely anxious. Suddenly, Seza emerges from the water to ambush Mufasa. Confronted by Seza, Mufasa displays no fear. He bravely fights back. It seems Mufasa was born to be a king as he watches the entire battle unfold from above. However, upon witnessing Mufasa's life-threatening situation, Taka's deep-seated hatred toward Mufasa begins to waver. In the end, Seza with superior strength defeats Mufasa, who, despite his unwillingness to accept it, must face reality. Observing this scene reminds Taka of why he initially saved Mufasa. He has always hesitated due to fear, but his mother once. Being brave is also a way to grow up. This time, I'm no longer timid. I want to confront myself courageously, just like Mufasa. When Seja was about to finish off Mufasa, Taka, without any fear, rushed in to take the lethal blow for him. The powerful strike from Seja sent Taka flying, leaving an indelible scar on his face, which later led him to change his name to Sa. At that moment, Taka felt no regret for saving Mufasa once again. Thanks to their combined efforts, Seja was temporarily subdued. The Clarian's lands began to crack due to this disaster. Rafiki sensed the changes in nature and reached out to feel the ground. He quickly predicted the future. Soon after, the elements trembled, causing the ground to start collapsing. The familiar rock formation, Pride Rock, also split apart due to the landslide, signaling that the lands were about to welcome a new king. A massive rock fell, piercing through the cave where Mufasa and Seja were, leaving them unable to escape as they got swept away by the deep waters. Taka managed to escape, but the earthquake continued, and another rock fell. Mufasa fell into a deep chasm, but he managed to notice the rock plummeting down. Xeji remained unaware and stubbornly refused to let go of Mufasa. The era of the unbeatable Lion King came to an end, giving way to a new ruler who resolved the situation with Sera. Mufasa struggled to swim to the surface while glancing down into the chaotic depths below. He was close to reaching the water's surface but felt utterly exhausted. Without hesitation, Ta quickly reached out to grab Mufasa. This moment resembled their first meeting. As Mufasa sank deeper, Ta ultimately pulled him up, even though Ta might have hesitated this time. However, upon seeing Mufasa fall into the abyss, Ta made his choice. He wasn't sure why he acted that way. Perhaps he was simply following his heart. When Mufasa emerged from the cave, the animals at Bridays surrounded him, all bowing in respect and admiration. Every creature acknowledged Mufasa's presence, and at that moment, he reunited with his mother after many years apart, though his father had died in an accident long ago. To save Taka from his betrayal, Mufasa decided to forgive him, but insisted that Taka change his name to Star because the innocent and naive version of Taka was no longer present. Ultimately, Mufasa successfully ascended to the throne of the Brid lands. Observing Scar's expression, it is evident that his feelings for Mufasa have completely transformed.